Slow the Man Down, written by Sarah Branson. Narrated by Helen Lacer. Production copyright 2024 by Sarah Branson. Produced by INAudio Productions.
Prologue. Thursday, June 2nd, 2366. Truevale, Eternia, 7:20 p.m. Arrange for a pilot and airship to pick the four up outside Kiharu. I want them delivered to the Karuk estate near Haida. No, not an FA-1. One from Abernathy Enterprises. The pilot will remain at the Haida hangar quarters until I indicate. The voice that came from the room was deep and commanded attention. The words were carefully enunciated and spoken in standard Federal Alliance speech, but the erudite inflection indicated its elite education and class. Faris Abernathy pushed a limp lock of her straight light brown hair back from where it hung in her face as she stood just outside of her father's office while listening in. She had come up to the vice president's office in the Truevale house to ask for his permission to have her friends over to celebrate the end of her first year of university. He was the one she had to ask now. Her mother hadn't been around for several months, having departed, or rather sent, not long after the vice president was inaugurated, to attend Camp Serenity, where you are guaranteed to find peace. Faris knew the camp was code for Vodka Dryout Clinic, and while she wished her mother well, she doubted it would take this time, any more than it had the half-dozen other times Mother had been at one camp or the other. She slipped into the room without a knock or a word and stood near the wall. She knew better than to disturb her father's calm. As she waited for him to notice her, she regarded him. He was tall and broad-shouldered, and his blonde hair was, as always, perfectly coiffed. Even while on a comm, he moved with the self-assurance of a man used to power. News reporters always described him as handsome and charming. She didn't listen much to the news, preferring to game with her friends, but it was at times unavoidable. She knew, because he mentioned it often, he was constantly dismayed and disappointed in her. While she suspected that disappointment extended to many aspects of her, it was her particular failure to not have inherited anything even slightly resembling good looks or even good taste. She tugged at her orange tank dress. It had ridden up in a series of wrinkles over her belly and bottom. It had flowed more loosely when she first bought it 2 years earlier, but it was still her favorite. She looked down at herself to determine just what would be criticized in the upcoming conversation.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?